Hey everyone, I'm Poco, and this is Rec to Resto. For those new here, I show all things shed and car related. Follow along as we have a bit of a weld off. From doing the restoration on my mate's HG. Got them done and now we're test fitting the subframe. I've got to get this door completely stripped. From working on and enjoying my finished HKU. Love the sound of the old 3x5. And to continue the restoration of my 1969 Holden HK Premier. We're also adding a new segment to our channel called Shed Tours. It's where we go and check out our mates' cars and they give us a shed tour of how they've set up their shed and how they keep their pride and joys tucked away. Keep an eye out for that on some future episodes. On previous episodes, you would have seen me complete my work area here. So I built all these workbenches from scratch, also sheeted the walls and painted the walls that you see behind me. The main reason for that was so that I can hang stuff on the walls quite easily. And it also means that when I've got things on the workbench, they're not going to roll off the back. As when you put a workbench against a normal shed wall, you end up with a big gap there. So that was the main reasons that I did it, and it also just makes it look a lot more finished. I was originally only going to do this corner behind where the benches were, but I've decided to continue it along to the front of the shed. So the perks with lining the shed with these timber panels is you can mount things to them pretty easily. So I went and got myself a TV bracket, and this particular bracket is one of the full motion ones. So I can basically move the TV to wherever in the shed and see it from every single angle. Also mounted the sound bar. Started collecting a little bit of memorabilia. So mounted up some number plates and some signs above as well. It's not installed yet, but this is something that I'm working on soon as well. So I've just got to brick up a half under the fire, and then I've obviously got to put the flue the whole way through the tin roof. We're pretty well getting out of winter now, so I probably won't need it until next winter, but it will be really, really handy to have on those cold winter nights when I want to get stuck into the projects. One of the other little things that I did was in this corner, there used to be just an old switchboard there. So I ended up pulling that off and getting a recessed switchboard, painted it black so it just blends in with the wall. And that just finishes it off really nicely, and also added a couple of black power points in. One of the other things I got set up is finally got the bar fridge back out here. So it was up in the house for a little bit as a spare fridge, but it's made its way back down here, so that's always a good feature. Been asked a couple of times about this air compressor that I'm running. So this one I got from Sydney Tools. It's a Hush 150, and it is awesome. It recovers really, really quickly, and this can be running in the background. You can have a conversation like this and hardly even hear it. So anyone that's looking at a new compressor, I'd highly recommend one of them. One of the other things that I added was just a 30-metre air hose reel. It's mounted in under the bench as well. So this hose reel will literally reach everywhere in the shed. So I got all that mounted up. Finished actually wiring all the lights in the shed a couple of weeks ago as well. So ended up, for the main work side of the shed, I went for 4 LED high bays. So these ones just come from Blackwoods. They're an S-Tech lighting, 200 watt high bay. Not overly expensive for what they were, but they yeah, they light up this side of the shed really, really well. On the far side of the shed where I don't need as much light, I actually had some secondhand, I think they're only 150 watt high bays, which were left over from a job. So that takes care of lighting on that side of the shed. And then while I was at it, I decided I wanted to light up the backyard. So I've wired in a couple 100-watt floodlights on the front of the shed, lighting up the entire backyard as well. Quite often when I'm out working in the shed, Kate and the boys like to come down and hang out when I'm not being too noisy. So we had a spare couch up in the games room, so we've ended up bringing the couch down in the shed, setting it up behind. And obviously quite often the TV next to me ends up with kids' YouTube on it and keeps the boys entertained while I'm down here getting things done. So it's been a really great area to set up in the shed, just having somewhere where we can come out and not necessarily work down here, but just come and chill out and spend some time down here as well. So it's been really good. And we pretty well don't need the house anymore. So if anyone wants to rent a house, let us know. I've got some space on the walls behind me. If you guys have any suggestions on what you'd put on the walls, let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, click that subscribe button and stay up to date with what we're up to in the shed. See you on the next one.